Oh boy, we've got dance music. Hi, everybody. Are you dancing? You better be dancing. Because if you're not, you're fired. You're fired. Hi, everybody. Hôm nay mình live trên Facebook và trên YouTube. We're listening to the dance pop track. Okay, everybody. How's everyone doing? I like this music. It keeps me moving. If you're watching from the United States, let's see some ones. If you're watching from Vietnam, I want to see some twos. And we're going to look at some famous landmarks around the world. And I did a little research. I'm going to give you some fun facts. All right, everybody. Hôm nay mình sẽ học về landmark. Bây giờ landmark, tiếng Việt cũng thua luôn. Những cái địa điểm mà famous around the world nhé. So I thought it would be a little fun. Maybe we learn a little bit of English. And at least là mình learn how to pronounce famous landmark names. Sometimes people mispronounce them. Okay? Who likes to travel? I love to travel. But you know what? When I think back, mỗi lần mà Lina đi, nếu mà đi du lịch đó, thì chưa có đi được nhiều. Tại vì hồi trước giờ mỗi lần mà đi đâu đó, vì mình đang đi làm thì đâu có nghỉ lâu được đâu. So I can only take so much time off. And so each time I can take time off, Lina về Việt Nam, mình đi làm việc từ thiện. So almost all of my vacations, tiếng Anh kêu là working vacation, là mình travel nhưng mà mình làm, mình cũng là làm việc. But I like it that way. But I love to travel. And so that's going to be one of my my goals. One of my goals là mình sẽ travel hơn. Và trong cái travel mình sẽ enjoy hơn một chút. Dĩ nhiên mình vẫn làm những cái charity work, mình vẫn giúp người. Nhưng mà mình phải là take some time for ourselves and just enjoy some time. Right? Okay. All right. Here we go, you guys. Let's do it. I am going to look at hình như 6 hoặc 7 cái landmark. There are many. So if you like this lesson, I'll do more. Okie dokie. Rồi. Landmark là kỳ quan hả? Wow. Hiểu chết liền luôn đó, Linh. Everyone knows this one. Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower in France. Okay, France. A lot of Vietnamese pronounce France with the Vietnamese/French accent when speaking to non-Vietnamese and non-French. Như vậy người Việt Nam mình hay phát âm theo cái kiểu Việt Nam và Pháp, nhưng mà đang nói chuyện với người Mỹ. So they always say franc, and then no one understands until you say it about 5 times. So it's France. It's that A, that short A, như là apple. Không phải là apple. So it's not France, it's France. American pronunciation. So the Eiffel Tower, here's some facts. It is 1,083 feet tall. It's about the same height as an 81-story building. It is the tallest structure in Paris. Also known by many Vietnamese as Paris. That's wonderful. And people know what you're talking about. But it's Paris. When you're American, it's Paris. Okay? Rồi. Here we go. More facts about the Eiffel Tower. It was built in 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days. That is quick. That's fast. No serious injuries or deaths during construction. Quý vị biết không, mỗi lần mà có một cái construction, một cái project mà lớn như vậy đó, nhiều lúc nhiều cái chỗ nó bị rất là xui, cứ bị là injury và nhiều người chết lắm. Nhưng mà no serious injuries and no deaths during the construction of the Eiffel Tower. It weighs approximately 10,100 tons. It is made of iron, not steel. And every 7 years, around 60 tons of paint is applied to the tower. Như vậy là mỗi 7 năm đó, họ phải sơn, okay? 60 tons of paint. And the Eiffel Tower is covered in 20,000 light bulbs. If you've ever seen it at night, it sparkles, it's beautiful. Okay, 20,000 light bulbs. But guess what? Did you know no professional photos are allowed of the tower at night? It is illegal. It's protected by copyright. What? So, nếu mà mình đi du lịch, mình chụp mình chụp hình riêng cho mình thôi đó. Okay, just personal photos, okay. You cannot take professional photos of the Eiffel Tower at night. Interesting. And you can actually walk. You can walk it. You can climb the tower. But you better eat some Wheaties because it's 1,665 steps to the top. And most people just take the elevator, also known as the lift. We'll take the lift. Okay. All right. So far, so good. So far, you like it so far? Mới cái Eiffel Tower nó hơi bình thường rồi. Nhiều người đã từng đi rồi phải không? Are you ready for the next one? I hope you like it. I hope you like it. Okay. Because I like building this for you. The Pyramids of Giza in Egypt. Pyramids of Giza in Egypt. The Pyramids of Giza were built more than 1,200 years before the rule of King Tut. I love stuff like when I watch documentaries of King Tut and the mummification of body. I love that stuff. Okay, here we go. The Great Pyramid of Giza is the oldest and last remaining of the original 7 world wonders. So it is the oldest and also the last remaining 7 wonders of the world, the ancient world, the original 7 wonders of the world. It's the only one left. And it's also the oldest. Man, those Egyptians knew what they were doing. The Great Pyramid of Giza was the tallest building in the world for 3,800 years at 481 feet. It has over 2 million blocks of stone, the Great Pyramid, the big one, okay? Over 2 million blocks of stone, and each of the limestone blocks used to build it weighs over 2 tons, which is the same as a mid-size SUV. So people we don't know exactly how the Egyptians built these pyramids. It's amazing. A lot of experts think they used a pulley system, right? But can you imagine? And they're built perfectly. And each of the sides of the pyramid are pointed due to the directions, like due east, due west, due north, due south. How'd they do it? Amazing. But they have shrunk over the years. They've shrunk over the years. Okay. My daughter's at track right now. Trời mưa mà nó đi track meet đó. Okay. The Great Wall of China. I have not been there yet. Có ai đi chưa? The Great Wall of China. Let's learn about the Great Wall of China. Wall. Người Việt mình rất là ghét cái chữ đó. W-A-L-L. Wall. Ugh. Your tongue has to do some work. Wall. Không phải là wall. Okay? Wall. Wall. The Great Wall of China is about 2,700 years old. The total length of the Great Wall is 21,196 kilometers, or 13,170 miles long. Amazing. Amazing. Cái wall này mà nó 21.000 cây. 21.000 cây phải không? Yeah. It took over 2,000 years to construct the wall. Construct là build với là construct là same. Yeah. It's actually not a wall. They call it the Great Wall, but it's not actually a wall. It has towers and barriers. They have all these stations and fortresses. Okay, so it's not just a wall. But the whole thing together really forms like an integrated defense system. The wall is sadly called the longest cemetery in the world. So in by some estimates, 2,500 years of construction, more than 1 million laborers were used. 1 triệu người để build được cái wall này. Civilians, soldiers, and convicts. Okay, có một thời gian, những người mà bị tù đó, họ bắt để build cái wall này. And it's estimated that 400 of those builders, those workers, died. And they say that some of them are buried in the long wall. That's why they call it the longest cemetery in the world. However, there are no records that anyone has ever found a body inside a wall. I just want to say that. Okay. Many of its sections have been renovated and developed into tourist resorts. Of course. Of course. Oh, có người hỏi là cô đọc dùm con. Fortifications. 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 That's a fun word. A third of the wall has actually disappeared. Okay, so it's clearly old. It's deteriorating, cracking, leaning, collapsing. In fact, the spots that are doing well are the spots that they have renovated into tourist attractions. In the 19th century, the early 19th century, okay, with how huge this wall is, there was a rumor, and I bet you've heard, maybe some of you have heard it. There was a rumor it could be seen from the moon by the naked eye. Like that you could see it. That's false. You cannot see the Great Wall of China from the moon with naked eyes. They say that if you were on the moon and you're looking at Earth, to be able to see the Great Wall would be the same thing as being able to see hair from 2 miles away. It ain't happening. So that was a fun rumor. Not true. Okay. Are you ready for our next destination? Next destination, Mount Rushmore in the United States of America. Mount Rushmore. Có ai đi chưa? Has anyone been to Mount Rushmore yet? I haven't. Mount Rushmore. Đây là 4 cái mặt của 4 ông tổng thống của nước Mỹ nè. Quý vị thấy amazing không? Trong núi bằng đá nè, granite. Mình coi họ làm, wow, amazing. Jim's been there. These faces are 60 feet high. Okay, it was built between 1927 and 1941 and is one of the world's largest pieces of sculpture. About 3 million visitors come to view Mount Rushmore, located in the Black Hills of Keystone, South Dakota, each year. The famous sculpture features 4 presidents: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Now, what people don't know, unless you've done some kind of research, is that Mount Rushmore was named Mount Rushmore before these presidents' faces were sculpted on it. Mount Rushmore was named after New York attorney Charles E. Rushmore, who visited the area in 1885. Rushmore was visiting South Dakota for business. And when he saw this huge, impressive granite mountain, he asked the guide, what is the name of that mountain? And legend has it that he was told, hell, it never had a name. But from now on, we'll call the damn thing Rushmore. And I believe it sounded just like that. Charles E. Rushmore later donated $5,000 to get the Mount Rushmore project started, becoming one of the first to give private money to this project. 450,000 tons of granite had to be removed. So dynamite was used for most of it. They used dynamite for 90% of the sculpting. Amazing, right? Because it wasn't going to get finished with people with chisels and stuff. Not a single worker died while carving Mount Rushmore. However, many of the workers inhaled silica dust while working, and it led to many of them dying from a lung disease later in life. But amazing that they would be hanging off the side of a mountain doing this, and no worker died. And the plan for Mount Rushmore was more than just the heads and the faces that we see today. Its creator and sculptor, Gutzon Borglum, had planned to do the presidents from the waist up. That's a lot more work. But because of lack of funding, they decided to stop at the faces. Also, there were supposed to be words. There were supposed to be words on there as well. And there was some disagreements on what the words would be, and no words, just faces now. There is something very interesting, unless you've read up on it, that you would not know, and that is there is actually a secret room there, a half-finished hall of records. And it was supposed to be a place where they would keep historical records. Okay? And it stood empty. It was built, they carved a room into the side of the mountain, but oh, you did? So my dad says, whoops. He actually took me there in 1978 when I was 8. I do not remember. I remember we used to take many, many family vacations. Gosh darn it, I do not remember seeing Mount Rushmore, but I'm glad my dad does. So that place, the secret room stood empty for like 60 years. And then in 1998, a repository was placed inside it. It's an antique box that's inside a titanium vault and then covered by a granite capstone. And it consists of porcelain enamel panels that share the story of the carving of Mount Rushmore. It shares the story of the creator, the sculptor, and an answer as to why the 4 men were chosen to be carved on the mountain. This secret room, they built the room, but they built no steps or no way to get to it. I love stuff like that. So people, when you people can't get to it. Cool, huh? Yes. All right, here we go. Hold on. Are you enjoying this lesson so far? Quý vị thích không? If you are enjoying it, please like the video right now. Whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, let me see some likes. Just once though, don't do it twice. Just once, okay? Please like the video. Okay, guess what? Here comes our next location. And next we are going to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Leaning Tower of Pisa. This is in Italy. In Italy. If you've seen friends who've gone there, you've seen them take the pictures. They stand there, they do this, like they're holding the building up, right? Okay. So let's learn a little bit about the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The Leaning Tower tilts because it was built on marshy land. The terrain is made of clay, mostly of clay, mainly of clay in that region. And surprisingly, the architects decided to disregard that fact and still built this exceptionally tall structure. Wait till you hear this. On foundations that were only 3 meters or 9.8 feet. That's the foundation on marshy lands. Were they crazy? They did it. They did it. It took almost 2 centuries to build. Well, no kidding. They had a lot of problems. Many, many complications along the way. It was not meant to be a standalone structure. Okay, it's part of a bigger cathedral complex. There's a bell tower, the cathedral, baptistry, the cemetery. So the Leaning Tower of Pisa was actually the last addition to a whole complex that was built on this site. They knew that the land, something was up with the land. They still decided to go ahead and build it. By the time they reached the 3rd story, the tower continued to lean. So not knowing what to do next, they thought they'd take a break. For 100 years. 100 years. See, họ build mà nó bắt đầu nó ngã như vậy. Không biết làm sao. Họ nghĩ 100 năm luôn quý vị ơi. Bởi vậy cái này xây gần 200 năm mới xong. Wow. Of course, the tilt was getting worse over time. Okay. Get worse over time after the bell chamber was added. The construction of the stories progressed. Like the 1990s, crucial tilting point. But it's so beautiful. Along the way, there have been many projects to try and correct it. Okay. And none of it really helped. None of it helped. It was still leaning until the year 2001, the year 2001, when a team of engineers leveled the soil beneath it and introduced some anchoring mechanisms to secure it in place. And then finally, in 2008, I mean, think about this. 2008, that wasn't that long ago. In 2008, engineers finally said, it has stopped leaning. It has stopped moving. That's the first time in history that it has stopped moving. In 2008, they decided that. So it's going to remain secure for the next 200 years, according to the experts. However, okay, right now it's stable. The Leaning Tower can resume tilting. They do believe it will continue to tilt in the future. Oh, I didn't know that was my last one. Okay, bye Italy. Bye Italy. Now we go to the next one. Now we're going to... Oi, oi, oi. We're going to Sydney Harbour in Australia, and we're going to talk about the Sydney Harbour Bridge. I've been there. Have you guys been there? I've been there. Okay. Sydney Harbour Bridge is almost 100 years old. A 100 years old. Construction began in July of 1923. It took 8 years to finally complete it in March of 1932. Okay. They put 53,000 tons of steel and used over 6 million hand-driven rivets to put the bridge together. Hand-driven rivets, 6 million of them. Sydney residents affectionately call the bridge the coat hanger because of the shape. I don't see it. Looks like a bridge. Oh, but the Aussies, they say they call it the coat hanger. That's the nickname. It took 1,400 workers 8 years to complete the bridge. And it is continuously being painted. Yep, continuously being painted. Nearly 72,000 gallons of paint. So that it's always being painted to keep it looking nice, keep it looking good, keep it looking fresh, and also to protect it from the elements. It takes a team of 100 people and 2 robots to apply the paint. 100 people and 2 robots to apply the paint. And the bridge is so large, guess what? By the time they finish it, it's time to start the process again. Job security. Did you know that the arch of the bridge actually changes height? Okay, we're not talking about the water level, but the arch of the bridge actually changes height. And it's because of the weather. Okay, up to 18 centimeters up or down, it can change. How much is that? Can someone ask Siri to convert? Hey, Siri, convert 18 centimeters to inches.
18 centimeters is 7.09 inches.
So there you go. It could go up or down 7.09 inches. And that's due to the atmospheric conditions. Extreme heat or extreme cold can cause the bridge to expand or contract. 16 people died in the construction of this bridge. 16 people died while building this bridge. But there is a story of a construction worker named Vincent Kelly, who survived a fall from the bridge. In October of 1930, he was working on the bridge when he slipped and he fell over 180 feet to the harbor below. Or in Vietnamese, 55 mét, 55 meters. And what he did was he did a somersault in the air and fell into the water feet first. Okay, như vậy là 16 người chết trong lúc mà xây cái cầu này đó. Nhưng mà có một người là sau khi mà ông té rồi, ông slip, ông té rồi đó. In the air, he did a somersault. Khi đó là đầu xuống trước mà ông làm được chân xuống trước. Bởi vậy khi mà he hit the water là feet first. So he survived the fall with only broken ribs. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. And the 4 pylons on the bridge are completely decorative. Là sao? Khi mà quý vị thấy cái hình mà nó có 4 cái cột đó đó, mình nghĩ là cái đó là structural. Nhưng mà không phải. Đó là nhìn cho nó đẹp thôi. Chứ thực sự nó không có, it has nothing to do with the stability, with the engineering of the bridge. It's just to make it look nice. Okay. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? The Burj Al Arab. That's fun just to say it. Burj Al Arab. This is in Dubai. It is one of the most luxurious hotels in the world. Dubai là tiền rồi, quý vị biết mà phải không? Khách sạn, cái này là cái khách sạn. One of the most luxurious in the world. The Burj Al Arab is the world's only skyscraper that's built on an artificial island. The building stands on an artificial island. Như vậy là họ build cái đảo này cho khi đó là không có cái đảo này nha. Họ build cái đảo này trước rồi họ mới xây cái khách sạn này. And it's connected to the mainland by a private curving bridge. And actually, you know why they built it there? Tại sao họ phải xây một cái đảo để xây cái khách sạn trên là sao? They built it there specifically so the shadow of the hotel would not be covering the beach. The beach would not be covered by the shadow. Well, hell, we just put it out in the water. It didn't sound that way, though, that's for sure. The shape of the building is designed to resemble the sail of a ship. How do you say sail of a ship in Vietnamese? You know how like tiếng Anh tùy theo cái tàu nó có, you know, like there's a boat, like a speedboat, right? And then there's a canoe thì không có máy, you know? And then there's a sailboat with sails. So that's what it's designed to look like a sail. It is 321 meters or 1,053 feet. The time it took for them to build the island took 3 years just to build the island. And then the building itself took less than 3 years. Như vậy, 3 năm để xây cái đảo, còn less than 3 years để xây cái khách sạn. Coi nước đẹp không? Look at those waters. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go. Honey, we gotta go to Dubai. I gotta tell him. Despite how big it is, it only has 202 suites. Một cái building rất là cao, rất là lớn, nhưng mà có 202 phòng thôi. Okay, the Burj Al Arab, 202 suites only. But you know why? Each room is very large. The smallest room is 169 square meters. Okay, là 169 mét vuông, which is 1,820 square feet. That's bigger than many houses. Yes. And the largest room is 780 square meters, 708 mét vuông, một cái phòng khách sạn đó. 8,400 square feet for the largest suite there. There's a restaurant in the sky, so a restaurant up top and a restaurant under the sea. The one under the sea is named Al Mahara, which means oyster. And it can be accessed via a simulated submarine voyage. So they make it a whole experience. Mình mà muốn đi cái under the sea restaurant đó, nhà hàng đó, thì nó cho mình vào cái submarine. Cái submarine là gì? Cái submarine là thuyền bướm là sailboat. Mà chưa bao giờ nghe. I love it. So anyway, tàu chìm phải không? That's what I think. Submarine là tàu chìm. That's, I don't know. So they make it a whole experience. And tàu ngầm. Okay, thank you. That sounds much better. And in this restaurant, and it is one of the world's best 10. Okay, so it's in the top 10 best 10 restaurants, top 10 in the world, at Al Mahara, and it holds a seawater aquarium. Okay, there's a seawater aquarium that holds roughly 990,000 liters. Or, first of all, do you appreciate, tại vì Lina biết có người bên Việt Nam thì họ hay nói là mét với là lít này kia, right? So I did that just for you. Okay, 990,000 liters, or 260,000 US gallons of water for that aquarium. And the engineering has to be pretty amazing to keep it safe, right? So to keep the water pressure, to deal with the water pressure, the wall of the tank is made of acrylic glass about 18 centimeters thick, which is just over 7 inches thick. To me, that is, I mean, it's thick, yeah, but okay, I guess, to deal with the water pressure. Để nó đừng có bị, boy, that would be a bad dinner. That would be a very bad dinner. And again, it is one of the top 10 best restaurants in the world, as voted on by people who read the Condé Nast Traveler magazine. Okay, that's all the time I had to do. I hope you enjoyed that. Quý vị thích không? Quý vị thích không? Nếu mà quý vị thích nhá, tell me in comments. If I see enough of them, I will do more, because there are so many more. There's the Taj Mahal. There's what is that blue church, the blue top church thing in Greece? There's the Statue of Liberty in the US. There's the Big Buddha in Japan. Of course, we got to go to Cambodia. There's many, many, many. Rồi nếu quý vị thích, Lina sẽ làm thêm. Okay. I'm glad you like it. Rồi, hồi nãy có một cô nói gì đây nè. She said, look, can I go back and, oh, right here. Can you show us again how to pronounce these landmarks? Yes, indeed. Let's do it. Okay, Alice. Alice asked for it. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to go all the way to the beginning. To the beginning. Most of these are easy. Most of them are easy. Sorry, I made so many slides. I had to go all the way to the beginning. Rồi, bắt đầu nha. From the beginning. Here we go. Famous landmarks around the world. Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower where? In France. Not France. Okay. Tower. Chứ đừng có nói là tower. So everything makes a difference. Những cái âm nha, những cái sound và also stress. Tower. Không phải là iPhone. I think that's the way Vietnamese normally say is iPhone because they see the L and they turn it into an N. Stop. If it's English, it's Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower in France. Okay, Eiffel Tower in France. Sorry, now we have to go through all the facts, okay? Eiffel Tower in France, made of iron. Yep. Every 7 years they have to paint it. And illegal to take professional photos at night of the Eiffel Tower. Pyramids of Giza. Pyramids of Giza. Again, pyramid. So even if you say it right, don't say pyramid. Pyramids. And it's a D, not a T at the end. Pyramid. Okay, Pyramids of Giza. All right. Wow, built way before King Tut. I love King Tut. I love learning about that. It is the oldest, last remaining original 7 wonder of the world. Right? Amazing how they did it. Next one, the Great Wall of China. Great Wall of China. Thì nếu mà sometimes when we speak Vietnamese, we speak in the Vietnamese, our intonation. So we normally say China. So practice saying it the English way. China. Wall of China. Chứ không phải là Great Wall of China. So try to nhá with the melody giống như tiếng Anh. Okay? Longest cemetery in the world. However, no bodies have been found inside the wall. Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore. Rushmore. SH sound. Không phải là rush. Look at my mouth is different. Okay? Rushmore. Chứ không phải là Rushmore. Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore. Stopped T. Mount Rushmore. Chứ không phải là Mount. Mount Rushmore. Okay? That's George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln. The Leaning Tower of Pisa. Không phải là B. Pisa. Cũng giống như là khi mà mình đi ăn pizza cũng là P, chứ không phải là B. Okay, I hear it all the time. Tối nay muốn ăn pizza không? Không phải là pizza. Pizza. But this is Pisa. I'm just making a point. A Leaning Tower of Pisa. Nhớ Pisa. Chứ không phải là pizza. Okay? Yep. Took 200 years. And then Sydney Harbour. Sydney Harbour. The Vietnamese way is always to do it opposite. Sydney Harbour. Okay? Sydney Harbour. 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 Sydney Harbour. We all do it. I do it when I speak Vietnamese to someone. And it's only because I'm trying to, what is the word? Vietnamese. Like I'm trying to make them comfortable. So I switch the way I talk. Right? But when we Vietnamese, we do it backwards. Okay? Sydney. Mà khi mà nói tiếng Việt mình kêu là Sydney. Sydney. Okay? It's Sydney. Sydney Harbour. Chứ không phải là Sydney Harbour. Okay? Don't get mad at me. I'm just pointing it out. Don't get mad now. If you get mad, you're fired. Oh, here's a fun one. Burj Al Arab. The Burj Al Arab. Just have fun with it. Just have fun with it. Burj Al Arab. Hình như Lina hay nghe người Việt nói cái chữ Arab đó. Cứ nói là Arab. Khi mà nên có cái B thì quý vị cho cái P. I don't understand. Okay? Arab. Or the Burj Al Arab. Nhưng mà it's a B sound at the end. Nhưng người Việt mình hay nói là người Ả Rập. Ả Rập. Tại sao khi đó thì quý vị nói cái P được? Sao? Drive me crazy. Okay? So Arab. Arab. That's the American pronunciation. Dĩ nhiên người bên đó họ không có đưa là E, họ làm là A. Nhưng mà đây là theo cái American pronunciation nhá. This is the American way of pronouncing it. And so let me tell you, like when I did the news, like I know, like Afghanistan. That's a very American pronunciation of it. Afghanistan, the long A, the short A. Afghanistan. Afghanistan. Nhưng mà khi mà mình nói chuyện với những người từ nước đó thì họ làm là just like the Vietnamese, the A sound. But we wouldn't do it that way. We would still pronounce it with the American accent. So we still say Afghanistan instead of Afghanistan. Okay? Pakistan. No, we still say Pakistan. It's just our American accent. So we even did that on the news. Okay? The only thing that I would change when I was working on the news, like do you remember when President Bush used to call it Iran? Right? And so there are many people who called it Iran, but on the news I would pronounce it Iran, just because it's more correct. So even in English, there are many differences in the way we pronounce things, depending on where we're from. Okay? And I think this is it. So Burj Al Arab. The Burj Al Arab in Dubai. Dubai. See, the Vietnamese are lucky with Dubai. You know why? Because Dubai is pronounced the way the Vietnamese would pronounce it. Dubai. Now, we know that that's how it's pronounced. So we don't put an American accent on that. We don't say Dubai because we know it's Dubai. Okay. Hello, Jim. Jim, why? I thought you were going to dinner, Jim. We got some people that I think I recognized from last time. So someone said that Dubai has a very big airport. And so on the way to Nepal, stopped by Dubai airport. You know what? I almost flew through Dubai a few times, nhưng mà chưa bao giờ đi. And I was going to buy my dad a ticket to come back to America. And there are some flights that go through Dubai now. Nhưng mà sợ nếu mà ba đi một mình thì không có, I want him to go somewhere he's familiar. Nhưng mà that's pretty cool. Oanh rất là thích cái bài này. Oh, good. Okay, very nice. So you guys want to see more. Yes, you want to see more landmarks and find out about things. Bây giờ vậy đi. Nhiều lúc khi mà Lina làm mấy cái bài này đó, dĩ nhiên là ai mà đang ở Mỹ nè, đã từng học tiếng Anh nè, okay, ở đây lâu rồi nè, thì nghe nó dễ hơn, dễ học hơn. Sometimes Lina có thấy mấy cái comment and họ tức luôn á, they get very mad. Là tại vì họ không có hiểu. Nói là tại sao mà gì đó dạy tiếng Anh mà toàn là nói tiếng Anh không à. I'm sorry. Nhưng mà I can't please everybody. So, if you'd like lessons like this, khi đó là mình có thể learn thêm chi tiết của những nước khác hoặc là anything. Và bên cạnh đó mình học cách phát âm. Right? Nhưng mà sometimes nếu mà phát âm thôi nó hơi boring. Bởi vậy hôm nay Lina là làm cái lesson là mình tìm hiểu thêm những cái chi tiết của mấy cái chỗ đó. You lie? Yes. Okay, very good. So, again, I hope no one gets mad at me for pointing out the mistakes that Vietnamese often make when pronouncing these things. But that's the beauty of English and the beauty of having people from all over the world learn this language. Quý vị biết những người Thái đó, from Thailand, mình nghe là mình biết liền là người Thái Lan. Yeah. There's another one. Tiếng Việt mình kêu là Thái Lan. And English is Thailand. But one of the things that many Thai, the way they pronounce it, is cái chữ like. Nó cũng giống như người Việt mình vậy đó. Bỏ cái âm mà sao? Nghĩa là you lie. Nhưng mà it's also the melody. Mình nghe mình biết liền, không có biết liền là người Thái. Oh, you lie. Okay. Chữ landmark là gì hả? Landmark là... hồi nãy có người nói rồi mà bây giờ... What is landmark in Vietnamese? Like the real thing. Hình như hồi nãy Linh có nói kỳ ngân hả? Quên rồi. Có ai biết không? Nói để TJ biết nè. Cái chữ landmark nghĩa là gì? How do you say landmark in Vietnamese? Kỳ quan. Yeah, okay. There you go. Kỳ phải không? Sometimes cái kỳ hay là kỹ? Rồi. Thương Thủy nói là kỹ, nhưng mà mấy người kia nói là kỳ. Còn người khác nói là địa danh, phải không? Địa danh sounds see, I can make guess of that. Địa danh. Địa là giống như là địa điểm, danh là giống như danh tiếng phải không? Like people know about it. So that makes. Nhưng mà kỳ quan, I have no idea hai cái chữ đó là gì. Kỳ quan thế giới. Okay. So Michael did some research and he says là cái chỗ mà the Burj Al Arab, this chỗ right here, cái hotel này nè, 11.244 đồng mỗi đêm for a 3-bedroom suite. Cái chữ suite này á, nhiều người Việt mình không có biết cách để phát âm. So I'm going to show you what it looks here. Okay, suite. Why? It's because English is difficult. You know how to say suit. Okay, suit. Thì khi mà mình nhìn vậy đó, nhiều người muốn nói là su. They don't know how to pronounce it. It's pronounced sweet. Giống như ngọt vậy đó. Sweet. Okay. Thường thường mà mình mướn phòng khách sạn, nếu mà một phòng nhỏ, một phòng bình thường nó kêu là room. Còn như nếu mà có, phòng ngủ, có cái chỗ ngồi giống như là cái phòng khách và có so then they call it a suite. Nó lớn hơn một chút, kêu là suite. Yeah, I think địa danh makes more sense to me too. À, thắng cảnh, kỳ quan, địa danh là đồng nghĩa. Okie dokie. Someone says là tôi ghét in English hả? Tại sao? Okay. All right, everyone. That is too expensive. That'll break the bank, Lynn. Break the bank. Okay. Very good. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you liked that. Nhớ nha, quý vị nào chưa có bấm like, xin bấm like cho Lina. Rồi, mình đã hết giờ rồi. Nhưng mình phải là relax với một chút nhạc, mà cái nhạc nào cho nó cool á. Let's see. Was this the cool music? Let's see. I don't like this one. How about this one? Not feeling it. I'm not feeling that one either. No, I'm not feeling it. No, how about this one? Oh. This one I like. It's called Feeding the Ducks. I don't know why. I like Feeding the Ducks. Okay, everybody. It's funky. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Thank you for watching tonight. It made me feel better to do this lesson, actually. I feel better. So someday we'll talk about what's going on. So thank you, Lynn. Thank you for your virtual hugs. And just be kind to each other. Spend every moment. Do something good. Thank you, everybody. Wow, you guys are awesome. Atlanta home tours cũng thích luôn. Quá trời luôn. Lucia. Quá dễ thương luôn á. Thank you. Cái nhạc này nó hơi bị hay á. Yes. I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you, everybody. Trả lời từng câu nữa hả? Hỏi đi. It's funky. Is it almost over? Is it almost over? Is it going to start again? Oh, come on, start over. Ủa, hết rồi hả? Buồn vậy. Oh. Here we go. Trả lời một câu nữa mà nãy giờ không hỏi luôn. You're fired. Thank you, everybody. Oh, để Lina nhắc quý vị ha. Sometimes, if you need help, okay? If you need help, bây giờ mình đang nói về tài chính nha. Nếu quý vị mà cần Lina coi lại cái hồ sơ của mình, hoặc là quý vị sắp retire, hoặc là quý vị có tiền nhưng mà không có biết là nên đầu tư ở đâu, right? Để retire. Nếu quý vị sợ mai mốt mình phải trả thuế, ghét lắm. And you want to do something else? Liên lạc với Lina nhé. That's my website, linawin.net. Bây giờ /money hay không là tùy quý vị. Trước sau cũng là tới đó thôi. Okay? And then I will email you directly. Và sẽ là Lina thôi. Okay? Không giới thiệu cho ai. Không có giao qua cho một người khác. Không, I'm gonna take care of you. Okie dokie. Okay? Rồi. linawin.net if you need to get in touch with me. If you need to contact me. Tuần vừa rồi giúp được rất là nhiều người. And I tell you, 4 out of 5 of them always tell me, ước gì mà gặp Lina trước đây. I know. Nhưng mà bây giờ mình gặp nhau rồi, so let's do something about it. Okay, everybody. I love you.